I think a lot about my place in existence. The little "you are here" flag stuck into the flat plane scientists think shapes the universe. Or possibly a Pringle. That particular theoretical shape makes more sense to me, strange though it sounds. You are here. Rome, Georgia, US, Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Pringle Universe, Third Dimension, ? But when I think about it too hard, it becomes an existential problem. That flag begins to nullify the flag stuck into my frontal lobe behind eyes only I see through and a consciousness only I think through. Being a cosmic speck for a cosmic blink of an eye inside what may actually be a flat circle of time, as True Detective's Rustin Cole purports, leads to too many thought spirals at 3 a.m., or vodka after dinner as off-brand Novocaine. So place, to me, by necessity of not losing my mind, means my consciousness. The secondary "you are here" flag before the zooming out blocks it with the first, larger flag stuck into my place in all of existence. Place, then, by necessity, is the solitary here. This tongue burning on steaming green tea I should have let cool off, these fingers scratching out the words on this paper at 7 a.m. and stopping to answer the vibrating buzz of my mother's text in the grass. Can you talk? It's this ear picking up a slamming door and this ear listening to morning birds and the rush of highway cars and pickup trucks a quarter mile behind those trees. It's the tap, tap, tap of these Jordans on brick on the way to class every day, mouth tucked below the collar of this coat so I can talk to myself and no one will think ill of me. It's the hum and jar and reverb of music in these headphones on the Viking Trail on sunny afternoons, seeing my characters live out movie scenes I need to write at some point today but probably won't. It's the images and thoughts and being of this mind coming out with these words far too slowly and wondering, at this point, how I'll make it to 2 full pages when I feel like I'm done. It's sitting in my used Prius on the way back home on Friday afternoon, listening to Thomas Friedman recount his research into the HoloCene that we are quickly leaving behind in our insistence upon more, and faster, and pollution and bleeding of aquifers through cattle pools and raping of mountaintops that eagle's wings once wrought from clay, and wondering how tomorrow will come. It's the slow realization that the existential dread I sometimes feel as though I can escape inside a microscope really only serves to magnify the immediate problems that face my personal "you are here" flag. Then, too, place is picking up my phone and hearing my mother read me snippets from a New York Times article over the phone, where Philip Roth agreed to be interviewed only by email so he could carefully craft the answers of the literary god he appears to be. Place is listening to my mother read Charles McGrath's recount of the words of a 1960 essay in which Roth argued that American reality is so crazy that it almost outstrips the writer's imagination, and therefore almost outstrips any fiction the writer can create. Charles asked what Roth thought of that essay today, and Roth, in time, responded, "How naive I was in 1960 to think that I was an American living in preposterous times. How quaint." But then, what could I know in 1960 of 1963, or 1968, or 1974, or 2001, or 2016? And so place may also be not an inescapable existential dread, but the comfort that the earth seems to continue to spin, that the me's across the world continue to live, and that those who have lived may impress their knowledge into words in which I can then find solace. And so I think, whether here in this grass writing what will soon become ink on white printer paper, or in the larger Pringle plane of existence, place I must define as the universally individual human existence of me.